All right, so what comes inside the box? We have one heavy gauge power cable, we have a mouse, we have our setup guide, we have a safety information guide, and we have our keyboard. All right, so let's take a closer look on the front part of the ThinkStation P5. At the top, we have our power button. We have two 3.2 USB port, generation 2. The very first one is always on charging. We have two Type-C 3.2 USB ports, generation 2. We have our headphone mic combo jack. We have our reset button and our LCD display. Now, this particular model actually comes with some card slots. The first one is your compact flash slot. You have your Sony memory stick slot. And last but not least, your secure digital or SD card slot. All right, so let's turn this guy around and look at the back. On the back side of the ThinkStation P5, we have our line in and line out port. We have our RJ45 port. We have two 2.0 USB ports. We have three 3.2 USB ports, generation 2. And then we have one Type-C 3.2 USB port, generation 2. At the back, it houses your keys to lock your panel. You got two sets. This particular model comes with an RTX A4500 graphics card, which gives you 4 display ports. And then last but not least, you have your power supply. All right, so we just went over some of the ports and features on the ThinkStation P5. Let's turn this guy on its side. Beautiful. This is the latch to actually open up the panel. It's unlocked right now, so if I press it, awesome, and you got to lift it a little bit, and it's that easy to remove the side panel. Boom, let's take a closer look inside the ThinkStation P5. All right, so this is how it looks inside of the ThinkStation P5. This guy is actually housing a 1000 watt power supply. It has this latch right here that allows you to remove it. How cool is that? Beautiful. Let's put this guy back. It comes with 2 cradles that allows you to insert 3.5 SATA drives or 2.5 solid state drives. Cool. For the primary storage, it actually has a M.2 solid state drive just right here. You have the beautiful RTX A4500 graphics card. Wow, what a beast. Heat sink for the CPU. I don't know what type of CPU as of yet, but when we boot into it, we will check out the specification. For memory, it looks like we got 2 memory sticks, and it actually has this nice, cool little housing with dual fans to keep the memory sticks nice and cool, which is awesome. Let's take this thing out right here, and let's remove the housing. Boom. So here goes 2 memory sticks. We have 8 in total. 2 of them are filled up with 16 gigs. That's 32 gigs. Awesome. This guy right here is our expansion card slot mechanism. It's connected with a USB. That's pretty cool. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to insert the memory casing. I'm going to put the panel back. So I can actually put the panel where it's flat down. Let's put all these cables in here. Nice. And we're close it and then just put the latch down. Awesome. All right, we're going to hook up a keyboard, mouse, and a monitor, power supply. We're going to boot it up, and hopefully this guy has an operating system so we can just get right into it. All right, so I got my monitor, keyboard, mouse, got the ThinkStation P5 already set up. Got the cable right here. This is the power cable, which I am going to insert into our 1000 watt power supply. Awesome. We're going to take this power cable and hook it up to our surge protector like that. I'm also going to insert the power for the monitor. Now, the cool thing is that this monitor has a DisplayPort connection, so I'm actually able to hook it up into our RTX A4500 graphics card. And then we have the 2 USB ports for the mouse and keyboard, which I'm actually going to insert it into
1 and 2, port 1, and then port 2. Everything looks like it's connected. Let's go around. Awesome. The monitor right now is turned on. Power button is right here. Let's press it. That's a good sign. When you see that light, look at the LCD display. It gives you the time and the date. Everything lights up in the front. All right, so it just finished booting into the system. It took a minute. Okay. It looks like it was just getting warmed up. It's set up to do auto login, which is great. I got to hook up some internet because it does not have a built-in Wi-Fi chip. So I got to do hardwired. Once I set that up, I'm going to start installing all the programs that I need to start testing this guy out. So hopefully you guys tune in on the next day. So I'll catch you later.
All right, what's going on, guys? Day two. I think this is day two with the ThinkStation P5. There goes P5. It's already set up in the back. I did a couple of things behind the scenes. RJ45, this RJ45, if I trace it, is actually going over here to give it internet. I have a capture card with an HDMI, and this HDMI at the other end is a display, and I have everything mirrored over here on OBS because we are going to be doing some gaming on the ThinkStation P5 housing an RTX A4500 graphics card. So we're going to check that out. So let's get right into it. All right, so we just went over our current setup. I got the laptop hooked up to a capture card so I could capture all that stuff when we are reviewing the performance and the gaming and doing some benchmarking. Now, before I do that, the ThinkStation P5 actually has a built-in speaker, which I took the loudness levels on this guy, and I got my little notebook right here because I took some notes. Now, the room loudness was 71.8 decibels. I started some music, YouTube music, and 50%, it went up to 82.0 decibels, which was an increase of 10.2. I maxed out the volume to 100% and it went up to 94.2 decibels, which was an increase of 12.2 decibels. So the total loudness on the ThinkStation P5 speaker, which is built in, was around 22.4 decibels. All right, so let's talk about the specifications on the ThinkStation P5. You're able to configure this guy in different flavors, but this particular model that was sent to me to review for you guys comes with these specs. So I'm going to do a Control-Shift-Escape to bring up the task manager. Fancy way to do it. Let's open this guy up. Let's go inside the performance tab. Let's right-click on the CPU, change the graph to logical processor. Holy moly. Now, this guy is running the Intel Xeon W7-2495X processor with a clock speed of 2.50 gigahertz. That is the base speed. One socket, 24 cores, 48 logical processors. Wow, that is crazy. For memory, it is housing 32 gigs. Like when we opened it up, we saw there was just two sticks, 1616, 32 gigs. It does have the M.2 solid state drive and it's about 512. Looks like it's a 512 gigabyte. That's not that bad. For the graphics card, it has an NVIDIA RTX A4500 with 20 gigs. This guy is a beast. All right, so we just went over some of the specifications on the ThinkStation P5. I want to do some performance testing with you guys. So I actually installed Puget Bench. I think that's how you say it for creators. Let's double click on this guy. And I'm able to run some testing with Photoshop and Premiere. We're going to do Photoshop first. And we're just going to run the tests for both applications to see the score. I think the first time that I kind of ran it behind the scenes, it gave it really high scores. Come on, it is running a RTX A4500 graphics card with 20 gigs. This guy is a beast. Plus the processor, it's a monster. So let's get started with this. Let's click Start Test.
and let it run. All right, so the benchmark has completed using Photoshop as its primary benchmark application. It gave it a score of 6,348. That's really good. We are going to do Premiere next. Hopefully, yep, Premiere. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's start the test for Premiere. It should open up Premiere right now and start. All right, so the Premiere testing with the Puget, I think I'm saying that right, systems benchmark is completed. It gave it a score of 10,194. Holy crap. System summary right here. Like I said, Intel Xeon W7 2495X, RTX A4500, 32 gigs. The motherboard that is inside this beast right here is the Lenovo 1055. If we look at the raw results, this is what you get. Pretty decent. All right, so this guy is a monster. Performance specifications, it is theirs. Let's play some gaming. So I'm going to close this up. I'm going to close this up and I'm going to play Street Fighter and Call of Duty because those are my two favorite games. Let's launch Street Fighter up real quick. Hopefully it launches. I got my controller right here. Don't hate me. I'm a controller person. Okay. And let's see how it performs. Ooh. Smooth. It is smooth. It is smooth. Oh my gosh. It is smooth like butter. Holy crap. This is crazy. I want this RTX 4500. Boom, boom. Nice. All right, so I just played the quick game with Street Fighter using the ThinkStation P5. Beast, super smooth. It was just awesome. I could just imagine having a 4K curved display. It'd have been perfect. So we're gonna play some Call of Duty Zombie. I actually hooked up headphones because I need to listen to when the zombies are creeping with the steps and stuff. So let's get right into it, right? Let's do a solo game. We're gonna do Shadows of the Evil. Oof, 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 oof. Yo, where did it come from? Uh, it is. Eh. All right, so we just finished playing some games on the ThinkStation P5. It is a beast, beautiful. Let's talk about the pricing because the pricing, it comes in different flavors depending on how you configure it when you're purchasing it. Now, let's go inside the Lenovo site. Bam, starting price is $3289. So if we go to the different models, starting price is $3289. And if you get it really specced out, it's going to be around $9,700, about 10K, $10,000 for this particular machine. So let's go to see more. And now the processor that I have, the W7-2495X, this is the 10K one. But it looks like Lenovo did not really hook me up. They gave me the A4500. I mean, the A4500 is a really good processor. But for the 10K model, you get an A5500, 24 gigs, 128 gigs of memory, 4 terabyte solid state drive. And what I kind of found kind of weird is that all the models have wireless, but this guy did not have wireless. You're probably saying to yourself, Bernardo, but you're probably doing it wrong. No, I did a Windows Eye and I went inside network and internet and I did not see any wireless configuration here. I right-clicked on the start menu and I went inside device manager and I wanted to see if all the drivers were up to par. So I went inside the network adapter and typically you would see like an Intel or whatever brand they're using for their wireless module in here. There was no wireless on this particular machine. 3200 up to 10K, that is what you're getting. For the 3200 one, all right, and this is not tax and shipping and handling, maybe 4K in total. You're going to get the W3 2425 processor, RTX A2000 with 12 gigs, 32 gigs of memory, 2 terabytes for a solid state drive. That's not that bad. I mean, with $4,000, you could probably build your own machine. You're not going to get that RTX A2000 because an RTX 2000 is going to cost you a lot of money. But you could probably get something a little lower and still get the same performance as the ThinkStation P5. All right, so let's conclude our unboxing / review on the ThinkStation P5. This guy is a beast. I mean, I would love to definitely have this in the lab. As a gaming machine, yes, definitely. But as a server, because I'm able to create like multiple virtual machines, I actually installed VMware Workstation and I just created one virtual machine. I didn't do a lot on it. It's just one virtual machine, but I feel like if I increase the storage on this machine, because with the games and the programs and all that stuff, 92 gigs, that's all I have is 92 gigs out of the 500 or 512 solid state drive that Lenovo gave me. If I increase this maybe to a 4 terabyte or have like an additional partition, I can have all my virtual machines stored inside that secondary partition and have a nice little lab with this machine. Now, with the specifications, you're able to do Premiere, Photoshop, some color corrections with DaVinci, all that stuff, and plus play games, but it's super expensive. I think with the price tag, the basic price tag of 4K, I could probably build my own machine and a little cheaper and save some money. Because if you go on the site, if you look, let's look at the tech specs, and these are all the type of processors that you are going to get. You're going to get a Xeon processor. This is a server type processor. This is a beast. Graphics card, the lowest end process card is the NVIDIA T400, 4 gigs. The highest that you can get is an A55. I think within CDW, you are actually able to configure this guy with a A6000 graphics card with 48 gigs. So you might have to bump up the power supply. For memory, up to 512 gigs. That's really good. Wow. 6 drives. It's just crazy. It's just really, really crazy. And that 10K is only the base. More memory, Better graphics card, that's gonna bump up even higher, maybe 15K. That's just nuts. But overall, I definitely had a lot of fun reviewing the ThinkStation P5. I enjoyed having it. I just feel like the base price tag of this right here, 4K, I could actually buy all the parts and build my own. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.